And now let's give our attention to Sister Megan Howe and her assistant, Sister Karen Walton. Now her material is taken from the Reasoning Book, page 189, chapter 3 through page 190, chapter 1. And her theme, who urged humans to feel free to make their own decisions without regard for God's commands. Now her setting is seeing a teacher at the grocery store after field service.
Hi Megan, how's your summer going?
Hi Mrs. Walton, it's going great, but I'm really looking forward to going back to school. My mom says I'll be having you for my teacher this year.
Yes, you will, and I'm really looking forward to having you in my classroom. By the way, are your parents still Jehovah's Witnesses?
Yes, we are. We'll be bringing you a school brochure that will help explain what we believe in when we see you on the teacher night.
Well, you know, I've had a few Jehovah's Witnesses in my classroom over the years, and I am familiar with what you believe. But I know this is your parents' religion, Megan, and I know they're trying to teach it to you, but you are getting older now, and you'll have to start making some decisions on your own. So not all of your decisions will be the same as your parents. So if you decide to stay for birthday parties or other holiday parties, that's going to be up to you.
Oh no, Mrs. Walton, I could never do that. My parents teach me from the Bible, so it's not their thoughts, but God's. Jehovah God knows what's best for us, and why decisions we make should include how we feel. Do you remember the story of Adam and Eve?
Yeah, I do.
Then you remember how Satan tried to trick them. I have my Bible, and I'd like you to read about it in Genesis 3, verses 1 through 5.
3, 1 through 5, it says, Now the serpent proved to be the most cautious of all the wild beasts of the field that Jehovah God had made. So it began to say to the woman, Is it really so that God said you must not eat from every tree of the garden? At this the woman said to the serpent, Of the fruit of the trees of the garden we may eat. But as for the eating of the fruit of the tree that is in the middle of the garden, God has said, You must not eat from it. No, you must not touch it, that you do not die. At this the serpent said to the woman, You positively will not die. For God knows that in the very day of your eating from it, your eyes are bound to be opened, and you are bound to be like God, knowing good and bad.
So Satan tried to get them to think for themselves, to make their own decisions, and not to think about how God would feel if they didn't listen to him. Don't you think that would make Jehovah sad?
Yeah, I guess it would.
Satan is still run today. In fact, he's the ruler of this world. And he's trying to do the same thing to us as he did to Adam and Eve. He's trying to get us to do things that God doesn't want us to do by trying to fool us. He wants me to think it would be easier to stay and celebrate the birthday than to leave the classroom all by myself while everybody else watched. Or that it would be okay to celebrate Halloween by dressing up as a pretty witch or a handsome vampire. That would be Satan's thinking, not God's. There is one more scripture I'd like to read to you that I just learned. It's in James 4, verses 4. And it says, Adulteresses, do you not know that the friendship with the world is enmity with God? Whoever therefore wants to be a friend of the world is constituting himself an enemy of God. So while my parents may be teaching the Bible to me, I'm also making my decisions that would make God happy, even if that means being different.
Well, I do have to say, Megan, you've proven your point to me, and you're definitely making both your parents proud and God proud of you by standing up for what you believe in. And I do see now that your mom's finished paying for her groceries, so why don't we go over there and make sure that she brings that brochure?
Okay, I think that would be great.